Yes, I do have advice for dealing with loss of loved ones. We all, some part of our life, some stages of our life, we all of us, somehow have to deal with loved ones. Most people do have their loved ones, their parents and children and relatives, right? So I say that first time when you lose loved one, you go into shock, and then some point you start grieving. Okay, so first when you go into shock and you need help, what you really need is you need help of friend, spiritual friend and teacher or sangha, and you could do meditation on loving kindness for the loved one that who's now no longer with you, and also you could do some sadhana practice like mantras, like Om Mani Padme Hum, mantra of Chenrezig, mantra of Amitabha Buddha, Om Amitabha Hrih, Om Amitabha Hrih, and do the sadhana daily practice, daily meditation, and it will be very helpful when you first go through shock. You feel probably very lonely as well. That's why you need help. And then some point when the shock is over, you start grieving. And grieving, I think, comes and then goes away and then comes again. It sometimes can go on for months and months, years, several years, depends on individual. So then you need to feel your grief mentally, and also you can physically, you can feel, and you need help, some kind of counseling, and also you need help from a Dharma teacher, friends, and then you need to meditate on the suffering of loneliness, suffering of lost loved ones, and impermanence. Again, meditate on impermanence, and important to go back to the Lamrim. Lamrim teaching is very powerful, very helpful, and is profound psychology. And one need to realize that we all lose loved ones, and sooner or later, and we die ourselves too. And then when we die, and then our friends, they feel the same way. They lost the friend, right? So this is a part of life, impermanence. Once you already know that impermanent, and then you feel a little better. And another thing is, I found when you lose loved ones, some people tend to or feel not only grieving, but they're angry, and they're upset and angry. They're angry with themselves, and they feel guilty. So there's anger, guilt, grief, all three things happening for some people. Not everybody, of course. Some people get angry because they feel like, first they're angry with themselves, they feel guilty. They feel, oh, I should have saved, maybe I could have saved, maybe I could have done this, could have done that, I didn't do that. And you sort of get disappointed with yourself, upset with yourself, and feel guilty. That's sort of happening. And the other part of the part of the grieving is you feel angry with the person who's deceased, like mother or brother or uncle or somebody, right? Or maybe wife, anyone, except a little kid. You feel like, how could you die? How could you leave me here and you're gone now? I'm alone, I'm suffering. So that's kind of very sad, because it's actually from a Tibetan Buddhist point of view, Dharma point of view, one should not get angry, because that person who is deceased, he or she doesn't have a choice, and unless that person commits suicide. And even if commits suicide, who wants to commit suicide anyway? Because he must have so much suffering, unbearable suffering. So in that situation, you have to let it go and forgive him or her, or whatever. And so when the person died, and he or she suffered a lot, so he had no choice. So therefore, he didn't do it deliberately and just abandon you. One shouldn't feel, I'm abandoned, you're gone, and you're gone some beautiful place. That's not the case, like the person who's dying doesn't even know where he is actually going, or not going. There's no question. So one shouldn't become angry. And those people who feel angry, I think they're very confused. That's why they're angry, or sometimes they're a bit self-centered, I would say, from my point of view, personally, self-centered, because I want you to be with me, and now you're not with me. I am abandoned, it's like me and I. So instead of being mad, become angry, you should feel, I feel sorry that I lost you, you're gone. I wish you have a good rebirth, and I pray for him or her, and for the journey and rebirth, and if possible, reborn in the Buddha land, pure land. We need to change our attitude, but it's hard for someone who's confused and angry, but we need to educate, we need to tell what to do. And so for grieving, your question about how to deal with grieving. So grieving is a long process. So again, as I said before, Lamrim practice, study Lamrim, meditate on impermanence and death and die, and again ongoing prayers and meditation on loving kindness. You could also dedicate merit of your daily practice, daily meditation, dedicate for the deceased. Then you feel better, right? And there are other activities you can do. You can make offering to the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, make beautiful offerings like bottle lamp, or candles and fruits and water, so forth. Make offerings on daily level or weekly, every 7 days, for next 49 days. According Mahayana Buddhist tradition, we make offerings every day, or every especially 7 days, until 49th day. And also you could do the offering annually, every year, and make offerings. And also you could do retreats, meditation retreat, mantra retreats, and you could also go to spiritual pilgrimage to, let's say, Bodh Gaya, place where Buddha was enlightened, where Buddha gave first sermon teachings, in Varanasi, and so on. Do pilgrimage trip, dedicate for the deceased. Yeah, so this is kind of long process, and basically, if you, it's like simple answer for dealing with disease is meditate on loving kindness. I think that would be the best one, and say prayers and mantras.